One of the things people say, well, if it was Jesus of Nazareth, why would it say Jesus, son of Joseph? It should say Messiah. Or, these are people who are starting with theology. We've got to start with the facts. The fact is that people, when they're buried, they have, their name and their father's name, or their father and their mother's name. I mean, this is what people do, right? Later, people added, I mean, maybe in the tomb it should be studied with infrared. Maybe there's more inscriptions. Maybe it says, best baker in Jerusalem, and therefore we know it's not that Jesus. Maybe. It should be studied. People should look for these inscriptions. Maybe it does say King Messiah on the wall, of the tomb. It should be studied. We thought when we went to the tomb that we saw some Greek inscription, but maybe it's just scratches on the wall. And then we were tossed out, and now, the experts should go in and relook. But I think most New Testament scholars don't find it funny that there's no kind of theology on the ossuary. It says Jesus, son of Joseph, because that was his name, Jesus, son of Joseph. And in fact, if you look at it, it fits with the history. Jesus is supposed to be a very plain, not ostentatious man. This is the least ostentatious ossuary I think I've ever seen. Very plain. Jesus was a man whose movement was in hiding for a long time. The disciples go underground. They're nowhere to be seen when Jesus is arrested. The name is written in such a way like almost like a graffiti. So the ones who know, and the ones who don't know, their eyes wouldn't be drawn to it. It fits. It looks like there's some shroud material that was found. The simplest fabric possible. Dr. Pellegrino and Bob Jenna saw it under the microscope. Very, very cheap, simple fabric. So everything we find in this tomb actually fits, halfway between Bethlehem and Jerusalem. Bethlehem is where the Davidic line, where Jesus is supposed to have been born, and Jerusalem is where he was supposed to rule, had he succeeded. Halfway between, that's where this tomb is found. Meaning everything does fit. So saying, well, but it doesn't say what I expect. I expected to say, Son of God, born of a virgin. That's theology. I respect your theology, but historically speaking, there's no problem with what we do find in the tomb and on the ossuaries.